Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. If you're new here, my name is Elena. I'm the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos. We are in the middle of our 75 soft challenge. If you missed the beginning of that, I usually try to link, like if you want to catch up and see throughout the weeks, I will leave those videos down below. But it has like all of the it has all of the rules and guidelines that I set for myself for the 75 soft. We are entering week 8. We're actually in the middle of it. Today is Monday and I started my week 8 on Friday. So this weekend I wanted to pick up the camera, but I also just was really intentional with being with my family. It was my husband's birthday weekend, and so we just kind of did whatever he wanted to do for the weekend, and he wanted to just have a day of relaxation and just hanging out with the family, the little family here. And then we took him out to eat on his actual birthday. The kids and I made him a carrot cake, and we had that for celebration as well. And so we just enjoyed being with him and celebrating him. And so I love that this was a 75 soft challenge, and I wasn't concerned with counting macros and not having 0 cheat days, because it wasn't really a cheat day having carrot cake. I just tried to make sure that I had higher protein, and the carrot cake really wasn't all that bad because we knew all the ingredients. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I have been on a little bit of a flour grinding, wheat grinding kick, and so we actually were having fun trying out a recipe for that using the wheat grinder. For exercise though, all I ended up doing was the bike and walking. I think I just did back and forth with those two for over the weekend. Today though is Monday, and I'm hoping I did already about 15 minutes I think this morning on the stationary bike, so I have about 30 more minutes of exercise to do, and I'm debating back and forth if I want to do a video maybe with the kids, because it is supposed to warm up later today, so maybe do a little like dance type Grow with Joe video, and they can do it. She has some pretty fun ones like dancing with Encanto and things like that, so maybe one of those, or maybe I'll take them down to the basement and they can play while I do a strength training workout. I'm not quite sure. I did start a new nonfiction book. I was actually looking just for a book to read in the evenings before I went to bed, and I came across the book Almost Amish. I will put a picture up for you because off the top of my head I can't remember who wrote it, and I'm about, I think I'm only 1 chapter through, and I read the introduction, but so far it's been really interesting and just kind of, yeah, interesting to read. And so prior to that, I've been going through my nonfiction books that I shared here before, just kind of going through each page. Another book that I've been going through is, where did I put it? Another book that I've been going through because I've been on the grinding kick, grinding flour, is The Essential Home Ground Flour by Sue Becker. So this is a nonfiction book, probably not your typical nonfiction that you would think of when you think of these challenges, but like I said in the previous weeks, I found that some of those like motivational self-helpish type books that I was reading, I don't think I was fully digesting the information because I was just trying to get through the book and read my 10 pages for the day. So I decided that I was going to start picking up nonfiction books that I actually wanted to glean information from, that was interesting me right now, a sort of mood reading for nonfiction, if that's a thing. And so right now, since we have been playing with the mill, this book I picked up, and you can see I am reading it like a book. Like, this is how far I've gotten, but it's been so interesting to read some of this stuff about health and things like that, especially in the sidebar here is Willow put in a little bit more information. It's just been really interesting to see that. Last night, in fact, we were sitting down and relaxing for the evening, and I was reading this, and I kept like reading to my husband, and I was like, oh my gosh, did you know? And he probably was only maybe at most half interested, but bless his soul for listening to me ramble on about it, as you probably are. So this is it for the nonfiction. Between this and Almost Amish, I am reading those two right now. Those are the ones I'm picking up the most. But let's get into the rest of this week and some of the goals for my eating. As far as nutrition wise, one of the things that I think I'm going to kind of pivot towards on my eating is concentrating again on having ferments and just having foods we can pronounce, that kind of thing, less store-bought snacks maybe is what I'm trying to say. I hesitate to like label it clean eating or label it any kind of way, because I'm finding more and more nutrition is very individual. What may seem like ultimate health for someone may not for others. Some people are very strong on like, as I'm reading up the grain things, that they are like whole grains, grinding your own, that's the health, that's the ticket. Other people are like, avoid it at all costs, that's what you should do. And so it's just very personal. So for me, we're gonna try to go as little prepared snacks as possible. I'm not going to say not at all, because like this weekend we have a trip coming up, and like a sort of last minute trip that we're going to do. And so, I mean, it's not unavoidable, but for sanity reasons, it is unavoidable for me. So we're going to go that route and then get back to having, I was really trying to concentrate on having some kind of fermented food or something like that throughout the day. Fermenting, I was sprouting for a little while, and then I stopped doing that too. And so I'm really just excited to get back into that and kind of just watch. I want to keep my fiber up and I want to keep my protein up. And that's where the concentrations will be. I hope this makes sense. I'll try to share more of what I'm eating throughout the days with you. I know sometimes I can be really bad. So at the very least, I can get a picture of my food before I eat it and then kind of just run down. We'll try that. I put my apron on because I am going to start making some bread. I'm going to use just my regular bread recipe, but I think I'm going to sub out half ground meal flour and use half ground meal flour and half store-bought flour, because I still have a ton of store-bought flour and I don't want it to go to waste. And so we'll try that for these first 2 loaves and see how that goes. Okay, it is, no, not Thursday. It's only Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday, and I swear it should have been Friday. Like, that's just where my brain is at. So we are on Tuesday, and you're at a weird angle because honestly, I just have you propped up on my coffee maker. I am going to make some still cut oats. I was in the pantry yesterday going through flour and things like that when we made the bread. Also, side note on the bread, it was the softest bread we have made. It was so good. But I realized I had a lot of still cut oats still. Still cut oats still. That was funny to me. I don't know if it was funny to you. But I had a bunch, and so I wanted to, sounded really good to me today. Also, sorry if it's TMI, but for my ladies, we are on day 2 of cycle, and it's rough. So I feel like I'm just craving warm coziness. If we could like somehow have my husband be home today and we could just sit and drink coffee and read books and have a thunderstorm with the kids and just kind of hang out, that would be okay. But as it is, we are in the end of July, and it's probably not going to happen. We're actually have over 90 degrees weather today, although we've had some weird random storms. Anyways, you didn't come for the storms. We're going to do still cut oats. I've got about a cup of still cut oats in here. I'm going to do 3 cups of liquid. So I think I'll do 2 cups water, 1 cup milk. Maybe 2 cups milk, 1 cup water. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. I did. Did I say that word a lot? Also, I know you shouldn't measure in this thing, but I'm telling you, it's just that day. I had high hopes that I was going to go for a walk this morning as part of my, you know, part of my exercise. Gravy. But he didn't. Anyways, bad angle. The light keeps coming in and out. We'll come back when the oats are done. Okay, here is the bread. We recycle our bread bags because I don't have like specific bread bags. So the other week when I bought bagels, that's what we were housing our bread in. But I just wanted to show you. I don't know if it'll come across on camera, but it's still so soft. This is what it's looking like. I've been sipping my coffee and it came naturally to pressure, or naturally release the pressure, but I thought I would show you what it looks like. So I ended up doing 2 cups of almond milk because that's what we have on hand, and 1 cup of water. And then I put in a little bit of salt. You could put in cinnamon as well in this. Oops. Cinnamon as well in this, but it's so nice and creamy and doesn't take time at all. This is actually one of my favorite things to do in the colder months, because no matter, as my kids wake up, as they trickle in, it like stays warm because it's in the Instant Pot. And then of course you can always add more milk if you want to cool it down and make it less thick. But I think this morning I'm just gonna have it with some frozen blueberries. I think it said it was like 4 servings, so a 1/4 cup dry if you did it that way. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's serve it up because this is steaming. I just opened the protein and it's like Cracker Jacks. I'm trying to dig around inside to find the scoop. It's like when you find the prize. Oh, I think I hit it. Did I get it? No? Oh man. Because you don't want to dig my hands in there. Okay, I decided I am going to walk on the treadmill here, or the little walking pad. I have my book here to read. That is my son's math. He's supposed to be starting, but we're having a rough morning getting going with that. But I'm going to be here if he needs me when he's ready to pick up that math book. And then I just decided I'm going to do a very slow walk on the treadmill for 45 minutes because my body is just not having it. So at least we're getting the habit of moving, right? So I could in my mind chastise myself for not getting down to the basement and doing a full strength training workout and stuff, but honestly my body is just, it just is. So I am going to do the slow walk, congratulate myself on moving my body intentionally for 45 minutes today, and move on with the day. Move on with the day. And then hopefully we get this little dude motivated to do his part with school. It's lunchtime. Well, it's actually a little past lunchtime. It's 1:30, and I know this doesn't look the best, but in our freezer I found some quinoa chili that I had made, quinoa ground turkey chili. It has black beans. I think it has black beans and pinto beans. Yep, quinoa, ground turkey, and then I put in some Greek yogurt on the bottom, and then red onion, and that's what I'm gonna have for kind of late lunch. Dinner tonight for me is something different. I haven't made a separate dinner for me for a while, but I had this, again, cleaning out the freezer. This was on the bottom. We had it for a while. This Trader Joe's shiitake mushroom chicken, and so I cooked that up. I cut the chicken a little bit into smaller pieces, same with the mushrooms, and then I'm also making some rice. I put a little turmeric in it, so it has like a yellowish tint to it. But that is going to be what I'm going to eat, because in the slow cooker here, I made my family orange chicken and veg, and so theirs is in here. I don't care for orange chicken. I'm the only one in the family that doesn't, though. So the family's getting this, and that's why I made mushroom chicken for me. Okay, I'm on the treadmill. It's Thursday, which is the last day of the week for me. So tomorrow, Friday, will start a new week for me. But I just wanted to give a recap of the rest of the week. So I'm sorry for the shaking because I'm trying to hold it and do a slow walk. I don't know how well I'm doing. This morning, we just did, the kids' helped. I did some baking, a whole lot of baking. So I will put up some pics here. I just did a loaf of bread and pizza rolls, but I wanted to make the pizza dough, all this stuff. Anyways, I didn't get to eat until later in the day, which was fine because I did kind of keep a loose eye on my macros, and I'm trying to make sure that I get enough fiber this evening by getting, I think I'm gonna do some extra veg for dinner. We're doing leftovers for dinner, but we have a lot of protein left over for dinner, a lot of chicken from earlier in the week, and we have some ground beef that I mixed up with chickpeas. So we're trying to eat that up because tomorrow we are going on a little weekend road trip. Something just came up for my husband's work, and so the kids and I are going to kind of tag along since it's over the weekend, spending today getting prepped for that. I hope to take you along with me and try to film a little bit, but usually what ends up happening when I'm with the kiddos, like not at home in a controlled environment, is that it's hard because I'm trying to keep an eye on my kids, more so than pick up the camera, but I'm going to do my best for y'all. Anyways, thanks so much for hanging out with me this week. We're getting closer to the end, and honestly today after baking and everything I was tired and I didn't want to exercise. I hit my 9,000 steps, which I used for a recovery day that I'd like to hit that step goal, but I thought, you know, I might as well get on. I can walk for a little bit. The kids are playing. The food is warming up in our Hot Logic, which is like a heating pan thing that I don't need to watch. You just plug it in. So that doesn't need to be watched. And my oldest is packing, and so I had a little bit of time and I thought you can walk. So I'm walking on the walking pad really slow because I have the camera. And I have my phone, which has a nonfiction book on it. I'm still reading Almost Amish, but I also have just a fun book, this one. And so I have a feeling though I'm gonna keep reading this one because I'm almost done. I don't know if I can show you with one hand here. That's all I have left. I think Storygraph says I'm like 66% done, but I'm just enjoying being quiet and still and reading. So I may do that and then read my nonfiction tonight. I don't know. But again, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Come back and see how next week goes.